It's time now for a little trip back in time with Elizabeth Laval, president of the Fresno County Historical Society. Elizabeth joins us every month for a look back at history and a look into the future while we create and preserve history right now. And that capturing and preserving history was sort of the topic on this month's newsletter, The Grapevine.
Yes.
So you had a sick youth history project. So
well done.
Tons of pictures. So tell me about it.
Oh my gosh. So several months ago, we talked about in the newsletter that we had this grant that we got from the California Humanities, and it was matched by a local organization called the Natick Mission. And we partnered with CMAC, and the three of us together, you can see this, we taught youth who were in high school, so they were sophomores and juniors, how to do oral histories, and they got to pick any subject they liked. And this past Saturday, we had the grand opening, and everybody got to see their oral histories. That one you're looking at a picture, one of the people had invented an app. One was the very first Sikh woman who was on active duty practicing Sikhism. There you see, that was the event. And it's up in our gallery at Kearney Mansion for 3 months.
Okay, so we can see
Please
these oral
come
histories.
and see it. It's fantastic.
That was you in one of the pictures conducting the oral history interviews.
So what happened was after all the students had done their interviews, I sat them down and did an interview with them. And so you can see both of those things when you come out there. You can put the headphones on and listen to the children. I wanted the students to have a chance to say what this project meant to them. And it's the first one in the county. No one's done anything like this before. And you know, the reason that we did this, Emily, so few people know much about Sikhism.
Yes.
It's the 5th largest religion in the world.
Oh, wow.
And this wasn't about religion. It was about culture and learning about the tenets that make it so different from other religions from India, as well as any parts of the Middle East.
Well, I mean, that's what's so cool about California and the Central Valley is just we have all the people. And
we
so
do.
We can learn about all the people.
Exactly.
And I will say, I took summer school chemistry in high school, and one of my good friends in that class, funniest person I've ever met in my entire life, he was sick, and that's sort of like how I got introduced to it. So
they're so kind.
Yeah,
so it's people
great.
are kind.
Yeah, it's great that we're putting this on film and that we can have it forever. But that was not the only first that you had lately.
Right.
The Time Travelers.
We did Time Travelers. So Time Travelers is coming back in October. So get ready the 18th, 19th, 20th, and 21st. There will be a public day this time. This was our mini version. So there were 21 stations and kids got to make butter. They got to cook a biscuit on a stick. They got to pack the mule. They got to do all kinds of things. Pan for gold. It's all about learning how Fresno County was settled.
So they went back in time.
They did. It's a living history event.
That's so cool.
Now the one in October, and schools can come to this. It's just $8 per student.
Oh, wow.
And chaperones are free. And it's all up on our website, of course. But it is so exciting. We had the Buffalo Soldiers there. They were talking about how they guard the Yosemite and after the Civil War. And we're going to have a parade. So it'll be a cultural parade of all the ethnicities that came together to make Fresno County special.
That's going to be cool for kids. And I would remember, they're going to remember that.
They are.
And so they'll remember that history lesson. Lots of times, you know, I don't remember what I learned in AP Euro history. But I would remember something like that if I got to go actually churn butter at the Time Travelers event.
And M. Theo Kearney was there. And Minna Eshelman, you know, the street mini Wawa. So we're starting to teach kids, and it is the best event. We're so excited to finally get that off the ground.
I know, that's really fun. Also in the Grapevine this month was Roots of the Valley.
Of course.
And that's a segment that you do every month in the newsletter, right?
Yes.
And so this month we talked about the courthouse.
We did talk about the courthouse. We started with, there it is. That's about 1875. And you can see then not long after, they added 2 wings, and then probably the next picture is going to be the big fire. Oh, they skipped the fire.
Oh, right
There's the fire. That happened, and that was a copper dome. It burned to the ground. And then by 1914, we see this beautiful courthouse that everyone who was around knew.
Okay, so they had the fire, then they rebuilt the dome.
They rebuilt the dome and they made
okay.
it more traditional. This is
Got
way
it.
in the 60s when it snowed. It just was kind of cool because it looked so beautiful. Then the fateful the fateful day when the courthouse came down and the new one. That is a classic picture. If you hold on that for just a second, you can see the beautiful courthouse in the front going down, and behind it the current courthouse. And
That's
then
a cool picture.
It crashes all the way down.
Way
but
down.
the good news is the cupola on the very tippy top, we preserved that at the Historical Society.
Yeah, so that was an archive spotlight. So we've got pictures of that as well as preserving that. And
there it is.
Why is this an archive spotlight?
Well, this is really important because it's the last piece of the outside of the building that was saved. And right now we've have it over at the fairgrounds.
Oh, okay.
So people can see it. You can see that it's all lit up. It's been restored.
It's beautiful.
And it's beautiful. And it's worth a look if you go over to the Fresno County Historical Museum. It's outside.
Okay, well, so that's incredible. I love that we actually have some physical things that we can go see. Tons of events coming up. We have about a minute left. Tell us what's coming up. I think Sip and Smoke.
Sip and Smoke is new.
That's so fun.
Okay, so always we've done these teas for the women.
Yeah.
And not the women can't come to this because I know for sure
this is more up my
this
alley.
is really up, you know, rather than a tea party.
Yeah.
And it is going to be on September 30th. Tickets are already on sale. They're going fast. It's going to be a flight of 4 whiskeys. Plus, if you do a VIP ticket, you get a very rare tasting cigar, and you get to be like Theo Kearney and smoke your cigar out on the veranda. It's going to be a ball.
I was just introduced to the world of cigar smoking.
Me too.
Not sure if I'm going to pick it up as my habit, but I'll do it for the Historical Society.
Thank you.
We will have all the information online. Elizabeth, thank you so much.
Thank you, Emily.
Coming up here in Central Valley today, the Valley Animal Center is expanding to make your pets look their best. Find out the new service they're offering starting this week. That's next.